maybe you don't. What's up? It's Mondays and Chill. Mondays and Chill. I'm gonna play some tunes. We're gonna share this out to everybody. This is actually part of the new digital vinyl stuff that's gonna be coming out with Yoshi Drops. YoshiDrops.com. And Blue and Yoshi and I are messing around with this crazy new idea. Mostly those two geniuses. I don't know if you've met us. We're a little bit busy. The Bitcash thing. We're supposed to have June on actually from Bitcash. Looks like he didn't get the link from us, but hopefully he'll join us. And so we can show you guys why we're kind of interested in what these guys are doing. It's very, very cool. Anyway, tunes. Help us out, share this out everywhere, and we're back at the other side to just chill because it's Monday and chill. I was clicking the wrong button. That's pretty funny.
When the sun comes up, it's power.
Rock and roll.
Where we go one, we go all. 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 Together we cannot fall. Together we cannot fall. Where we go one, we go all. Together we cannot fall. It's a silence when the sun comes in. Family we are building. Community and the tribe. Together we cannot fall. Together we cannot fall. Where we go one, we go. Together we cannot fall. Together we cannot fall. Where we go one, we go all. Together we cannot fall. Silence for the sun. This is power. Silence when the sun comes. This power. Family, we are building. The community and the tribe. We sing the power. We are the tide. We are the tide. We are the tide. The tide is rising. It's rising. It's rising. It's rising. It's rising. Oh, together we cannot fall. Together we cannot fall.
Damn it! I totally screwed that up. I was trying to clean up the browser, and then I dropped the thing in the thing. I'm sorry, guys.
I mean, it's always good hanging endings. I like it.
It's terrible. I was really getting into that tune, man.
Yeah, me too.
I was almost done though. You want to listen to the last few seconds of it just for fun?
We got a good crowd running here. 19 people already. What happened? Like
pretty good.
That's great. There's a lot of people out there that want to chill.
We're getting the Tuttle bump. I can't tell you the details of this, but what Tuttle just told me is the most fucked up thing I've ever heard in my entire life. On the very good side. On the holy crap, the world has gone the best kind of mad. This is for sure a simulation. Woohoo! Yeah. So, the thing and the thing. If anyone wants any clarification on anyone, I don't know what Nick's talking about there, but feel free to ask, and we'll answer whatever we can.
Well, I don't know. I like showing up on Mondays and seeing what's to come from Yoshi drops. I've been dropped a few, things that people don't know about Yoshi drops, and I'm pretty stoked about it. There's a lot of hints on that wall, but there's going to be a lot more hints to come end of the month, and there's going to be a lot of craziness that's going to preempt it and post-amp it. I was going to say postpone it. There were musical undertones there, but we can't say postpone. People are going to get upset.
Oh man.
No, but I'm super excited about it, and we're gonna have some really cool stuff. We forgot yesterday on the weekly roundup as well to give a shout out to Yoshi. Yoshi actually did an interview over on Raul's channel, so go check that out if you haven't. It was pretty sweet. So yeah. Sorry.
Hey, I convinced the. Have you seen all those the triple memes? If you've seen all the NFTs, the Chicken Con NFTs that have come out recently. Let me English. Remember, 3 hours ago when I was totally editing all your shit and telling you how a terrible writer you are, and I can't even speak English. So that's a good dig. It's a really strong dig because I'm seriously having the hard time with the English situation. Anyway, a bunch of memes in the main Telegram channel from the Chicken Ka people, and all of them are baller and fantastic. And so I had an emergency meeting with Bullshibbles yesterday, who's pulling together a pack drop for Shibble memes of all of them. And it's going to be dope as fuck. I'm excited about that. Now,
so he's going to put all of those memes that have been showing up in the Telegram channel into an NFT into various NFTs. And then he's going to drop packs on the public. That seems like a really good idea for a bunch of people.
Yeah. And the likelihood, he's out. Screw it. I'm out of here. I gotta go buy those packs. And the likelihood that we will use these NFTs at some point to test a really, really cool system that Tuttle and I have been playing around with is very high. And that's all I'm gonna say about that right now. Anyway, I'll drop some more NFTs.
Well, yeah, drop some NFTs. I guess we're still waiting for Gene. I don't know what happened. I mailed him. I have a funny story about Gene. I was going to wait to tell you this until he got here, but I didn't really know that I knew Gene, but apparently I did. I popped in to send him the link to our show, and there were 2 messages there thanking me for something apparently I did in 2020. So I was like, what? I'm really sorry, man. I'm just seeing this now. So it might just be, maybe he'll show up in 2022 and just be like, see, I got you. I don't know. But while we're here, I guess we can go over what's going to happen.
I just want to chat with Double for a second. I put this in the comments, but I found out after writing We Are the Tide that it shares a tiny little slogan with some of the dumbest people in American history. And so I just would like to state for the record that I'm taking that shit back. They don't own it, and it's super positive, and I like it. And so I'm not going to kill the song because it's too good. And mostly Yoshi made it really good. So fuck those clowns. I'm taking that shit back. We are taking that shit back. Humbly. Only not really humbly. Anyway, carry on. What were we saying?
I don't know. I kind of feel like that deserves a chop.
Show over. Zesta, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're stealing it. Anyway, yeah. Well, and a few people have had that reaction. Brad the Builder actually mentioned it to me the first time. I was like, God damn it, no. And so, yeah, legitimately, we're taking that shit back. It's ours now, and they can't have it back. And I'm not sorry. And we're going to use that power for good, as opposed to rat fucking democracy. Moving on. There's the little chicken co-auctions. Oh, we're going to try to get the link for these shirts. Somebody asked for it. I'm going to see if I can't find that. Yeah.
So about 3 hours, potentially, or longer. It's not going to happen before 3 hours. It might happen a little bit after 3 hours. This is a loose.
Yeah, it's loose. Well, and really, it's like we're gonna start it when we start it, and the script is gonna run because it's making 2,100 it's like separate auction links on Atomic. So it's gonna take as long as it's gonna take. We don't know how long it's gonna take, and it's gonna be batched and it's gonna grind a bit, and so they'll have like a bit of staggered start times. But the first round is gonna end 24 hours. So again, like no need to get all up crazy. It's not like a pack rush or mint sprint or any of that stuff. You're gonna have a full 24 hours starting sometime this afternoon until tomorrow. Yeah, they're all gonna last full 24 hours. They might actually last. They might all end the same time on each round. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, there's gonna be links up for it. We'll promote it. You just watch the TD, the Telegram, and the Discord and stuff.
I mean, you can read a little bit about it. There's a link to a video in the description that we just dropped. And if you don't like reading, then just go to the bottom and read that 3 times, because like everything you need to know is there in bullet points at the bottom.
It's true.
There's a couple of things I'm excited about. I mean, we're kind of breaking boundaries with like new technologies and systems, I guess. Whether the technologies or not, I'm not sure. But there's actually going to be a map, and when you click on the slot on the map, it will take you directly to Atomic Hub, and you'll be able to see where you can put in the auction link, which is pretty cool. That's never really been done before that we're aware of. And I like the idea that the auctions are going to have staggered end times because, as you pointed out in your video with Greg last week, when you lock up the wax to bid, then it's locked up. I mean, this isn't we're not entertaining bankers here that can just put their money wherever they want and make money, right? Like when you lock up your wax, it's locked up. And if somebody outbids you, then you got to go back into the contract and you got to click a little button to unlock it, right? And get it back. So these are a couple things to remember, right? Then you can put another bid in, or you can add to the bid. So with the staggered auctions, with the staggered endings to the auctions, it'll be really good because you'll know for the 24, the 48 hour auction plots that whether you got them or not, and you'll be able to join the next phase. And the other thing that I like about it as well is if you win the piece when the auction's over, you can go in and you click the little button, and that will transfer the NFT that you just bid on and you won into your account. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that gives you access to your land right away, right?
Yeah. It's a land NFT like Londom or whatever, and it's the whole 9 yards. So yeah, all that information is in there. And really, thank you so much for Jimmy whipped that up over the course of today, last night for us. It's really important information, and the way that auctions work for people that have never experienced this before is kind of critical, right? Just to reiterate, because this is like super important. All the rail in the middle is going to last for 24 hours, right? So you bid on something there, and you get unbid, you're gonna have to go and look, and in Atomic Hub, there's gonna say claim this amount of wax in a contract. You have to click the button to claim it, and that brings it back out, right? Now you have the wax back in your wallet again, and you can try and bid on something else. And this is actually why we staggered them over 3 days. Is that if you are in some kind of bidding war for a little thing, and you like get outbid in the last hour or something like that, right? Then you can go in and you can claim the wax tomorrow, and then you can bid on something in the second round if you want to, right? And if you for some reason don't win anything there, you can go out and try and grab some rail on the outside. That's actually like one of the things. Like there's a couple spots in the interior that I want to try and get. I doubt I will, frankly, but I'm gonna try. It's like gonna put in an effort. And then maybe try and get some connected stuff. Like that's, and just telling you what my sort of soft game plan. This could change. Try and get some connected things in the land blocks, right? And you'll see this when the map goes live. But then, like as a backup plan, trying to get a bunch of rail, like 6 or 7 rail that are connected around the outside, could end up being like really, really powerful. Anyway, so I'm glad we better have 100K wax ready. Hopefully not that much. June, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, sorry I'm late.
No, hey, that's all right, man.
Calendar.
We had a lot of stuff to talk about this morning, so that is entirely okay.
And I just put the story about lateness, actually. Like, I just checked the private DM from you and realized that, like, I was a year and a bit late. So, yeah, sorry about that. Apparently, you sent me, like, 2 messages, like, a year and a bit ago, and I never responded. I never saw them about some MetaDAC thing. It's, like, 2020, and I'm like, oops, sorry, Gene. I guess I do know who you are. Apologies.
Yeah. No,
Dare
yeah.
you?
So you're like, yeah, 15 minutes is great. I mean, that's so much better than a year and a bit.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, it's just reaching out for some, outreach for, I guess it was a MetaDAC event. Yeah, I think, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but no, glad to be here. Thanks for the kind of the opportunity to chat again. I know we spoke, it was not too long ago, right? On the last MetaDAC event, like the most recent one. So, and it was great. So the DACathon. So
yeah, well, we're super excited to see what's going on with this Bitcash thing. And what I browsed through, the site a couple times. There's a lot going on there, so I'm really excited to see how you explain it to everyone, because it looks really cool.
Yeah, tell us
sorry
everything. Yeah, so Bitcash Bank. We talked about it like at a sort of a super high altitude level, just generally about what it is. But let us know what Bitcash Bank is and how it's going to change the world.
Great, yeah, I'll do that. So the application that Bitcash Bank is just kind of the infrastructure level, and think of it as the MakerDAO, or if people are familiar with Ethereum, MakerDAO has the DAI, a stable coin. There's these DeFi mechanics behind it, and then like Uniswap is also a DeFi project where you could do trading. So Bitcash Bank is more the infrastructure layer. Our application that uses these mechanics or DeFi functionality is called the 100x trade, and so we just call it, hey, it's a 100x trade, the application powered by Bitcash Bank. Just to put it simply, really our first use case is really to help people get into crypto without KYC, through friends and family, or people that they meet in our trusted network that we build out, peer-to-peer. So if someone needs crypto, they'll just say, hey, I'm going to go to our app and I'm going to connect with someone and I'm going to trade $50 worth of Venmo money or Zelle kind of fiat money, and I'm going to trade it with someone for Bitcash USD, which is the stable coin. Like when I mentioned MakerDAO or DAI, you're just getting that, the stable coin. And then once you're in that, you're in crypto, and you can get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS are the first 3 that we are allow people to get into, and also even trade kind of back and forth. So that's the first use case. Really just make it easy. Some people will struggle going through KYC. Maybe they don't want to. A lot of times KYC fails. And so if you do a peer-to-peer, it's just easy. You just find your, and if you think about it, if you have friends, it's a lot easier to either just give them crypto or just say, hey, just send me $50, Venmo. You probably have Venmo or Zelle or PayPal, and then I'm going to send you Bitcash here. And then once they have that, they can get easily into crypto. So that's like this first use case. It's these days it's probably pretty easy to get into crypto through other means, but they all have to do some sort of KYC, and that's kind of the area that we help in with the most. And it's very easy. I mean, I think it's just as easier than any of the other kind of mainstream methods these days. So there's first use case, getting into crypto. It's an on-ramp. Second use case is really trading into the crypto that you just want to get in. So we just start with the biggest ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum. We use the EOS platform, so that's the third. And so those are the 2 main use cases when we beta launch. The next step is, we're creating the DAO, and so everything that we spoke about at MetaDAC, this is the future of organizing. So we have this virtual organization, the DAO. People who are familiar with the DAO concept, that's I guess uplift and just everything we speak about in MetaDAC. There's different ways you could form an organization, do governance, vote for what happens for the future of the project, and that's what we're going to implement soon after. So that will probably be, I would say, in July. Right now, we were trying to do it earlier than that, but it'll be July sometime. And it'll that's going to be big. We'll have a token that represents this organization for governance. It'll have a utility to pay for the fees in the system. And that's exciting. There's an interesting tokenomics behind that I think it should be effective. And then the other piece of this whole project is really about making things easy. So this on-ramp, the product, we focus on making it easy for people, easy to understand, minimalist, simple. The first version might not be the perfect kind of experience yet, because we're using we're integrated. Token Pocket's pretty good. We're integrated with the EOS Token Pocket wallet, so they'll have to have that wallet, and they will be able to use our web application. But the next step is also to make that part easier, where they just have a very easy to use key manager, where they can feel comfortable, eventually recover their passwords very easily, because I think that's the one of the biggest issues in crypto is how do you manage your private keys? How do you if you lose it, can you recover it, and things like that. Just very usability issues are a big concern, I think, for mainstream adoption. So we really focus on trying to make that a good experience, give people the security, but also the comfort that, hey, if you make a mistake or you forget, there's a way a convenient way to get it back, a convenient and secure way to get it back too. So those
So I have a question to that, because I think this is, I guess, going to be in a way a bunch of things rolled up into one, but this will also kind of function in a sense, it'll also kind of function as a custodial wallet. Is that the correct assumption then? For people to be able to get their keys back, there's going to have to be some custody over it, right?
Yeah. So think of the custody as a smart contract. Okay. Today you go to a bank and that's your custody. In crypto, you have your own keys and you're your own bank. But then I think the next evolution is having a smart contract be your custodian. It's all technology. There might be some, and it could all be technological recovery solutions, or you could even have at least some recovery methods with someone kind of evaluating it, your identity or something like that. So, but
so that's kind of where I was leading. So I'm assuming you guys are going for the second option. You're having a recovery solution, not necessarily a custodial solution for the assets in the first place.
So it's mainly the human part, if anything, and we'll focus on all the recovery solutions that are all technology based and where people just use multi-factors just with their computer or the hardware keys and things like that. Just make that process easier, or so that they can automatically host it, their keys somewhere split up. But the human intervention is a unique kind of method that we thought would be very kind of useful, where if someone just takes a selfie, that is actually a powerful method of identity. And also the file is actually a physical piece of information you can use for security as well. So with those two things, when someone takes a selfie, it's very easy to take a selfie. You can allow people like reviewers to see, okay, hey, is this the person that took the selfie, and does he have the file on his phone that is the actual file that he took a photo, or is that the actual photo file on his computer? So we plan to implement something like that. We don't know when, but that's a very, I think, innovative way to have recovery, because it's very easy to do. And then the second step there, though, is you need people to evaluate that. People have to go and see, okay, hey, are you the person that looks like the person in the photo? And is that file the exact file? There's some technical terms where you hash a photo, and then you can verify if that person who took the photo is the exact one, because he's got the exact file on his phone. So we plan to implement that, but the only other layer you need on that is the judges to verify the file, and then the photo. And our DAO organization could enable an effective way to set up that piece of it to vet. So we're trying to figure out exactly when we could implement something like that. It's easy. It's an easy user experience. It's a secure method, but we do need that kind of a review side of things, where we need people to say, hey, we're these, we at least 3 people, judges, let's say, okay, this is a guy in the photo. This is a guy with a hashed photo that he sent us, and we can check. Things like that, though. So I think those are methods that are, I think, at least more convenient for users, easy to do. And ultimately, it's a little complex how I describe how, the back end of it, but on the front end, for the user, all they have to do is take a photo, and that's cool. Like, okay, cool. Like I do that, and it's just to help me recover. And so on the back end, then we have this process and this all the kind of the technology behind it to check.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of fascinated with this kind of aspect for a while, right? Like, there's been a few like KYC solutions that are non-KYC, identity solutions that have come out of EOS in the last, I don't know, year or so, 2 years maybe. But like, I've always thought, like, that's the thing, right? Like, you need a way to be able to, allow account recovery for people who might forget it. But I think what fascinates me the most is, like, what happens when you die, right? Like, what, knock on wood, but like, what if your parents die in a major car crash, right? And like, you are, an orphan son that like needs to get access to this money. Like, how do you do it, right? And that's one thing that I think that the crypto space is like missing, right? It's this ability to, provide that security for people in the event of knock on wood again, some traumatic accident, right? And I think, like, so whenever people talk about this, my brain is always spinning. It's always kind of like, I'm always interested to see how different people are going to do this, because I think eventually, not saying that you need to do this right away, but eventually I think that's going to be the end outcome. And I like the way that you're kind of paralleling the technology and the smart contract part with the human element, because I do think in some sense there does have to be a human element somewhere along the way, because it just seems to make sense to me. I don't know whether that's valid or not, but I do kind of feel like, the judgment of that final thing shouldn't be entirely based on somebody, but there should be at least somebody there on the back end to be able to verify whether that process was fraudulent in the first place or not, is kind of what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we're there yet where we can just let technology take over. I'd like it to be, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jimmy. And I think you mentioned a great point about continuity and estate planning type issues. And I think that this process will enable that, where one of the factors can be, your friends and family and those that you trust. LastPass is a password manager. What they do is the same thing. You have your wife or your significant other kind of be this backup. And so all these security solutions use the same method, where you're kind of allowed to choose someone as this other multi-factor in case something happens to you, in case of emergency. So I think naturally what we'll have is something similar to that. I mean, LastPass is one of the the largest password managers out there. So, and they're all about security and how you do recovery. And so, that whole process to make it easy and also useful is kind of the path we'll follow.
Yeah, I was also kind of wondering about not giving it as well. I think Corey put that up just now. Will those identifying features be stored on-site or off-site or deleted after verification? Because I think this is something that a lot of people are going through now as well, right? Like I'm kind of partial to Blockbase just because they kind of pointed out what happened with the ledger identification documents. I mean, of course, everything on your ledger is going to be safe, but when there was that leak in the identification process, then people who, obviously had addresses and emails that were, there from when they, ordered the ledger, and it was all on the site, and it got kicked out and booted out. And then like that kind of led into this whole encryption thing, right? So Blockbase itself has this system whereby they can put, data into this, encrypted database, but then it becomes problematic because if you're in the EU, you're actually not allowed to keep data that's encrypted without the option of, allowing people to have that data deleted. So like different countries, different rules, different regulations. It seems like you guys are going to be more, starting with a US focused regulatory basis and then kind of bridging into, helping people in Southeast Asia and in Africa and other parts of the world. So, but yeah, I was just curious, like, is that how you guys plan on handling that private information, or is that, yet to be released?
Yeah, so a hash is just like an encryption. So that recovery method I just mentioned, and sorry, I saw quickly the question, but I kind of I forgot exactly what the question. Okay, okay,
No,
so
I'll put it back up for you.
Okay, great. So the identifying features stored on site are deleted after verification. So really, this unique method of selfie recovery, as we call it, and we haven't implemented this yet, but what it does is it hashes your photo, and so it's like an encrypted photo on the blockchain, but it's also just this one instance. It's people can't figure out what they can only check your photo to see if the hash matches up, but they don't know what the photo is, right? And number two, it's just a one-time photo. So it's just like this exact photo that you have of that time you took this picture for your recovery. So if you just change one thing, it's a different photo. So you hash it, so it's encrypted. It's like no one can figure out what the file is actually, and it's just the fact that is this one specific unique photo that you could have had like it's just like one motion different from another. It's not like they can do anything with that information, right? So it's kind of a unique way of saying, okay, hey, like at least when someone like you actually send the actual file to someone, it's a picture of you, so it's just so it's not really keeping any kind of private information. The only other thing though is that the people that if you need to recover, those judges can see the picture. They could say, okay, these three judges say, okay, we know who you are, when we're doing the recovery method. But that's about it. That's the only private information that will be revealed at that time. And it's really just the file, that unique photo file. It's kind of like this NFT, right? It's like this unique NFT file that is a one-time thing and was created at one time, and no one can see it though, like until like you need it for the recovery. So it's like one way. It's just a hash. So it's like, okay, I could prove that I have it, but no one knows what it is, right? Like.
They're busting out all the tough questions for you there, June, and
Okay.
I'm gonna let them keep rolling with it because I think it looks like you guys have put a lot of thought into this, and I think you can answer them. So yeah, let's do it. So like the on-site security, Kailos Severus is wondering, and how will CBE privacy be handled? So I'm assuming like this kind of relates to the hash photo type of thing. But yeah, sorry, I'll put it up for you. I'll just put it on the screen. That'll be easy. There you go.
Oh, okay. So okay. I wasn't in the comment section, so I guess I can see the comments now. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So how will it keep your privacy and how will our privacy CBE be handled?
What is that? What is that? Yeah, what's CBE mean?
I'm not sure. I just assumed that Gene would know.
Oh, all right. Well,
sorry, not CBE, BE. So it was a typo minus the C. So,
that makes sense. Yeah, how will the privacy be handled? That makes sense. Good call.
Okay.
Good catch.
Okay. So yeah. So okay. So
I'm assuming that, like you said earlier, it will be like in an encrypted, database, right? And again, like to go back to what you said earlier, the whole point of this is to have a platform that people can register for and use and not necessarily have to go through a KYC. So the only identification document will be the recovery document, which seems to be like the thing that you guys are pondering doing now, or you've already decided doing now, has to do with that the photo hash, right? So any other private details actually won't be held or stored anywhere. Is that the correct assumption?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's just the hash that's on the blockchain. It's any information is really with the hash is private. It's just on the blockchain so that you can verify at a future time.
Okay. So on that too, because I kind of want to ask one more question. It's a little bit different, but it's similar. So if it's a hash on the blockchain, does that mean, I'm assuming that like you're going to have to, if you're paying with PayPal into the site, then it's going to be your responsibility to move those tokens or those coins off of the site, off of bitcash.org, or is it going to be more of a decentralized framework whereby you'll plug in an address and it will, automatically link to your wallet, whichever one you're using?
Yeah. So that integration is really just kind of outside. So what we're doing, it's not a kind of a complicated integration, or all it is that you connect with people and so all we're doing is connecting people. So if you have PayPal or Venmo, we just have that as an option to select kind of the exchange or the trade, and then you do everything outside on one end, and then we kind of escrow the other, and that's pretty much it. So it's not, and then so there is like identity for the peer-to-peer transaction. So the counterparty that you're trading with, the person. So that's the limited kind of KYC. It's just essentially your friend or someone on the network that knows that you're making this exchange. It's not like this entity that kind of controls kind of all this information that can give it to some other entity, right? So it is peer-to-peer. So if I trade with you guys, I know when exactly I traded with you guys, and it's just this limited kind of scope of who knows who's traded with each other. So that you can't really.
So it's not necessarily an exchange in the traditional manner. It would kind of be more like basically you would put up a trade offer and the other person would accept the trade offer, and then like both people would deposit their funds into a contract, and then once those funds were there, they would be released to the parties. And is that kind of how you would explain that working?
Yeah, and it's actually just one-sided for now, where the crypto is put in an escrow, and once it's confirmed, when someone sends you the Venmo or the PayPal, the seller accepts it and then releases the escrow. So that's the method we have. It's kind of like local Bitcoins. Paxful is another.
Yeah, Binance, it sounds a lot like Paxful. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, Binance P2P is another up and coming one, and so they're growing a lot. So we're trying to get a better experience against those solutions. So those local Bitcoins, Binance P2P, and Paxful are the three that I know. Crypto locally is another one.
Have you guys thought about maybe listing some upstart game tokens as a way to co-opt large communities of people to get way more people using your system? Just like apropos of nothing.
Yeah. You know, I think it's a good idea, and we were trying to figure out the best way to go about that. So I know we had this conversation before about, you know, uplift and wax and things like that. And I think it's good, but then you have a problem. Okay, so where do we do this, and kind of how do we kind of make sure there's like a vetting process, just like how exchanges do, right? So Coinbase and Binance do that whole thing. So we had to balance that. So we may have our main one is just, we were starting with Bitcoin and Ethereum and kind of these larger projects.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the liquidity is there too, right? So we need that for our mechanics on the trading platform.
Right.
But as a portal, we might be we could be more flexible. So some sort of swap feature where we could list a lot more coins, kind of in this
set up pools, and that's kind of what I was, because like Alcor has done this really well, right? Like they basically like went from, you know, like a community built little thing to doing just massive numbers, because literally anybody could just go in there and make a Trillium Aether swap or whatever they wanted to do, right? All these little game tokens. Little is a little bit of a misnomer now. They're doing millions of wax a day, like millions of wax a day.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's worth looking at, you know, what they built, because like it basically allows communities to go in and do, you know, whatever they want, right? And it's what I think runs into the ethos that you guys have about being like a peer-to-peer network. You know, if you just open it up to people to you know, do whatever kind of liquidity they want to do, it might be a thing that just kind of takes off on its own.
Yeah. So integrations with people. I know the guy who does Alcor, and he's great.
Oh, nice. Great, he's awesome.
Did you just kill June?
I think I froze. Maybe he froze. Dang it. There's a disturbance in the force.
I know. I was thinking that. Like, I think I might have screwed it up because I like brought all this negativity, and now he's just
dang it, Jimmy.
No, I mean, like, I am Rain. You know, I want to ask this question as well, because I think this is a really valid point, and I'm not actually sure whether they have it sussed out or not. But like, I think that's a really interesting idea about like the verification that they're doing, and I'm sure, you know, they're pretty smart. I think these guys over there.
All right. Well, while we're waiting for June,
let's do some gratitudes.
Right.
I guess he's gonna come back.
And we're getting up there, dude.
Yeah.
Second floor. Gonna turn the corner. Go upstairs pretty soon. All right. Well. I'm grateful for peer-to-peer tools of all kinds. Whoa. And the inability to type. Guys, feel free to Jude's thinking about it. He's pondering. He went away to consider. Feel free to rifle out, you know, some short gratitudes if you want. I'll put some up on the wall for everybody, which is something we love to do. Jimmy, what are you grateful for this morning?
I'm grateful for lessons learned and stacking improvements.
Ooh. You gonna fit all this?
If you use the and mark, it'll fit.
Nailed it. Got another one. I'm grateful for the CK7.
Yeah, I second that.
Right.
I like Sue. Sue's good. Sue, our good friend Sue. Grateful for honest conversations. That's a great one. I like not giving it as well. Not giving it's grateful for the air we breathe, the beauty Mother Nature provides. I am Rain. Okay, from my wife Rose and my daughter Alicia.
I gotta go up here. You guys are doing too many gratitudes, and by too many, I mean just enough, and it's fantastic. Not giving it. I am changing you to NGI, so you know that was you. Let's skip over here right now. All right, Maxim.
I'm just going to read them out, but you're probably going to have to catch up. But yeah, Tim Daniels was grateful to be with extended family last night for my cousin's postponed wedding. Michelle Howell, grateful for having a sunny day on my birthday. I mean, if your birthday was today, that's great. Happy birthday, Michelle. If it was yesterday, then happy sunny Sunday birthday. Morton Matt D. Great for my wife. That comes a lot.
Callie Moda. I'm grateful for bathtubs.
I missed that one actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have thrown a lot of these out there. That's great. Bull Bandit. Me too, man. I'm grateful for
Yeah, Nick, you nailed it. More gratitudes equals bestest problems. All right, I'm gonna do Morton and then we'll get back into the chat with June.
Really? Like I think that's Sue, man, like I don't I have a bath every day, but like I just think my appreciation for bathtubs like grew 1,000-fold after I, moved to Asia. Because like when you go to a public bath and you can sit outside like watching deer walk by you and like just walk down paths of crazy, this is getting weird, so I'm just gonna stop now. But yeah, just check out just check out onsens and like Japanese public baths. They're awesome. You won't get it.
It is weird. Also, I kind of feel like I need bees down here. Did you see all the new bees in the cathedral, Jimmy?
I did. I was on that stream.
Good.
I was in the comments last night, and I actually think that I'm gonna have to contract Leon to come into the gratitude server and show me how to deal with my bees, because I don't really know what's going on. I got a couple there, but they just kind of don't move. You got baby bees, like crazy things. So yeah, the Zen master needs to maybe give me some tips. So I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
June, welcome back. Do you have a gratitude for us? I mean, we're just assuming that you left for some thinking time.
Yeah. Sorry about that. The internet and kind of the power just went off just real briefly. But I'm in Mexico City. It doesn't usually happen that often. But my internet's not all that good, so that does happen where my internet goes down.
You're in Mexico City? That's cool. I spent some time I lived in Mexico City for a really short period of time. And that was a fun city to be in. And I met the craziest dude I've ever met there. And he was convinced that because Mexico's built on an underground lake. Speaking of chicken caw, it's built on an underground lake, and every year parts of the city sink, and there's a couple buildings that a couple churches in Citadel in the center that are kind of slanted and tilted, and it's quite interesting because this crazy dude who could speak the most perfect English you've ever heard, he just found me one day and he told me that if you look far off into the horizon, you can see the curvature of the earth, which was true because it's a flat desert, right? And he was 100% convinced that if the governments of Mexico would listen to him and plan their building constructions based off of the curvature of the earth, that there wouldn't be problems with sinking buildings. And it was just this crazy Mexican dude that had the most perfect English you'll ever hear, and it was hilarious to me because I was just it's just that's a really That's a really detailed blueprint if you're going to, factor in the curvature of the Earth on the middle of a continent with like an underground lake beneath the city. But yeah. I mean, how do you like Mexico City? That must be fun.
Yeah, I just here temporarily, just on my way back from Costa Rica because I was there 3 months, and U.S. citizen, you can only be there 3 months, and it was a kind of a good route back to California, where I'll be for just a little bit, and then I'll have to figure where I'll be long term. But Mexico City, yeah, I just heard that story about the sinking and it used to be a lake, not a deep lake, but it used to be a lake, and the city center was like an island, and it's hard to imagine that it's no longer that. Like you see these old pictures where there's massive water around like a small island, and all of a sudden it's just like it's just a regular city. So it is very strange to think about, but how they drained a whole like city of water, and now it's Mexico City. But it's nice.
I'm sure you were hanging out with. I'm assuming that you were hanging out with Dwayne down there, right? And like one of my favorite books actually talks about Mexico, and I think it's called the Chimpadas. I can't pronounce it right, but the kind of like raft work things that they used to grow all their agricultural plots on. Like it was really fascinating. So I mean, I hope that you have a little bit of time there. I hope that you have some time to go to Teotihuacan and take a selfie and post it in our Uplift channel in memorandum or honor of the chicken car release that's coming very soon, because I think that would be really cool to have a picture of June in the real Mesoamerica with a backdrop of some of my favorite pyramids in the world. But yeah, enough of that sidetracking. Let's.
I plan to go there on Wednesday. Teotihuacan, is on the agenda of a couple days from now, or Wednesday. So yeah, and I'll take it.
Perfect. Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome place.
June, hopefully we won't lose you on the internet. Let me know what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah.
No, he's back. There.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. So yeah, we should. Hopefully my internet is okay here. Sorry about this, guys. So.
Oh, you're good.
So, I guess the gratitude is it okay? Yeah. That's interesting. So I'm in Mexico. So I think grateful that I'm not sacrificed.
One more time.
So yeah, we got like one syllable of that.
Okay, so
freaking internet.
I'm grateful that I haven't been sacrificed, kind of as I would be during the Aztec period of the times. But it's kind of interesting because the sacrifice was an honor back then. It's a different culture. It was like, hey, they sacrifice, I think, powerful warriors and things like that. So I don't know. It's kind of a mixed kind of idea about it. But at least for now, hey, I wouldn't want to be sacrificed. So I'm grateful. We're in a different era where at least I get to control a little bit of the future here, and
this is a new one. I'm grateful that I haven't been sacrificed to the gods. Solid work. I think that's good. Very chicken ka-esque for today, which is perfect in every way.
Okay. And now
I just have visions of some weird Aztec guy running in and stabbing June in the back.
Can you imagine? That'd be the most effed up beginning to a movie ever. Just like suddenly he just gets jacked and there's some weird Aztec warrior with your heart in his hand. On that note, show's over.
made for TV special, and this is the beginning. The Aztecs have returned. Lock up your children.
No. Oh no.
Man. All right, guys.
Well, that's the whole thing. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, go lock your door. Well, thank you very much for coming on again, and we're looking forward to see how you evolve with Bitcash. We'll be paying close attention. Obviously, if there's any way that we can help, feel free to come back on. Let us know when you guys are going to launch the beta, and if you need some beta testers, we know some people that have a pretty high tolerance for projects that decide to jump out of an airplane and then start building the parachute after. So it works out pretty well.
Gotcha. Yeah, really appreciate. Just so FYI, online launch party. So that's May 18th. So that's one thing I'd like to kind of let everyone know. And if it'd be great for you, Corey and Jimmy, to hang out there, and we'll just dive into a little bit more of the details. And also, just for those that want to contribute out in the audience, we're trying to reward people for contributing value to our platform. So May 18th. So
yeah, please send us a link and keep us posted, because we'd love to have you back again, as Corey said, and talk about how people can use it once it launches and things like that.
Absolutely. Indeed. So we'll get you guys links on what's going on. Oh, the internet.
Yeah, thanks so much, guys.
He's so calm that we're not always sure whether he's pondering and contemplating.
It's either deep thought or the internet. It's one of the two.
It's like the Matrix or something. Yeah, it's just the internet's, unfortunately. But hey.
It works. We're all Jimmy's in Japan, I'm in Miami, you're in Mexico. And it works far more often than it doesn't, which is itself ridiculous. So that's kind of fun. Just a heads up for everybody. Chicken Cock should start in a couple of hours. You'll start to see some of those go live. The second we have a link to the map, obviously we're going to post that in Telegram and in Discord, yada yada yada, probably Twitter, all over the place. Might even go live just to kind of look at it and play with it myself. So if you guys are around, we might go live on this channel. No, we will go live on this channel a little bit later today after the map goes live, so we can play with it and kind of show people what's up and how to do it. And then all the details. Jimmy wrote that thing. You can find that in the Telegram channel or on our blog. And make sure to check out Bitcash. And we'll follow what June and the team are doing with interest.
Thanks so much, guys.
All right.
You want to give us the sacrificial chop there, Gene?
The sacrificial chop. Do it with a little more authority than that.
All right.